those of you that are with us for 20 minutes, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let's talk about the market update. We went through our $1 Million Club members. So again, thank you to them for their inspiration, their production. So, all right, market update. So check out this. This is crazy. 754 homes that are for sale in the Sacramento County. This is all Sacramento County. Look at this, the red line up there, 1,616 houses that are pending, right? Is that, yeah, that's the pending. And new homes is 1,672 new listings coming up. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. This is something I looked at, and I had actually expected that 104, the 4% above list price to be higher because of the stories that I hear. And, you know, people are always talking about, you know, 10, 20, 40, even 100,000 over list price. So those are the stories you hear, but the reality is it's 4%. That's still a lot. So 400,000, that's 16,000 above the list price. So it's still a significant amount of money above. So, but just be aware. And again, let's look at the neighborhood, look at the area, be very cognizant of what your neighborhood is doing, not just what everywhere else is doing. Inventory is really low, 0.5. That's what that means is that if all the houses sell that are currently on the market and no new homes come on the market, it takes 15 days for it to sell. That's which is about what the days on market is, right? So here's the list price versus for sale. So it looks like the sellers are kind of aware that the market's going to go higher. Not really sure. You need to make sure that your sellers are realistic about what price they're going to get. So make sure they don't overprice their house. And we talk about different strategies for that. You could price it at the comps, or you could price it above the comps and try to catch the market. Talk to your sellers about the advantages to either of those. Okay. All right. Bonnie? I went a little.
Hello, everybody. This room is packed. I can't believe how many people are here. This is amazing. I'm so excited to be live and in front of people. You're next week. So happy Tuesday. So excited to see everybody. Am I hitting the space bar?
Yes.
Okay, so last month, April, Rev closed $9.83 million of our sales. Isn't that amazing? I'm going to go quick here because of our time frame. So our classes that are upcoming today, we're going to be talking about negotiating, the proper way to negotiate for a win-win. Tomorrow at our Folsom office, while we truly do want to create clients for life, we have a little typo that says we want to create them for life. We really don't want to create our clients for life. So pardon me for that. Even though that would be a great way to keep clients for life, we want to create clients for life. And then on Thursday, we'll be talking about goals, planning, and systems, which is so exciting. That's my favorite class of all. We have a special guest coming on Thursday, May 27th. So mark your calendar. I know, so exciting. Yeah. Brian Lundquist is coming, and anything that you need to know about pricing the home. I know it's been crazy with pricing it right now. You're going to learn from Ryan. He's going to tell us the update about appraisals and what that means to you and what that means to our market and where our market's headed and where we've been. If you've never been to a training by Ryan Lundquist, you are in for a treat. He's amazing. I'm super excited for it. If you don't know who Ryan Lundquist is, jump on Facebook, follow him, go to Sacramento Appraisal blog. He's phenomenal. He puts out great information for you daily. For us as agents, this is a great tool, and it's such great value. So I hope to see you all there on the 27th. One day. Yay, one day was such a success. You know, we had not done one day before, and so we weren't quite sure what to expect. And so our goal was to do 100 backpacks was our goal to do. Well, we far exceeded that. We did 100 backpacks, we did 50 basketballs for their new basketball court, and we outfitted the crisis center, all their shelves with everything they need for the teens. And we were able to give the extra that you all donated in a check over to Koinonia Homes for Teens. So it was a huge success. And if you haven't seen the video of it, check it out because Wendy did an amazing job at putting the days together from all the offices. For your support and your huge hearts and generosity. You know what? Realty One is where it's at. When we have something to do and we get it done and we make an impact. So thank you, everybody. So this month's the Spender Spotlight, you know how that runs. Vendor Spotlight. We're talking about the home warranty, which is American Home Shield. They're one of our spotlight vendors. They're branded as One Home Warranty. You can not only order your home warranties with them, but you can get some of these great flyers that provide value for your clients. You can hang door hangers when we're allowed to hang door hangers. You can hang door hangers and have some great information for your clients out there that is everything about your clients' needs and their home warranties. So check them out. Christy Culberson is our rep. Here's her phone number and her email address, and you can also find her on our Vendor Connect. There we go. Thank you for your time. And now we have the amazing, who's coming up next? Greg. Our fearless leader is next. Are you coming on camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just waiting for you to move.
You're not supposed to leave an empty camera.
Well, welcome everybody. Good morning, Greg. I mean, technology, we got a lot. So for those of you watching, we started way before you joined us. So you're going to have to just keep up. So last meeting, I talked about legal issues that we're having right now because of the state of the market. And I just kind of came up with some tips and reminders that I think we should all need to be cognizant and aware of because of the multitude of complaints that we're getting. The biggest complaint that we're getting is from buyer's agents that don't think their offer was submitted. So they're calling to complain. I want to make sure my offer was submitted. So the biggest thing you have to do is, right, is submit all the offers that you get. Am I in this thing?
I know.
I'm not like too tall. I don't even know. I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. Am I in there? I think I'm in there. So present all your offers and get the sellers to sign the rejections. That way the buyer's agent knows that their offer was submitted. The buyer knows that their offer was submitted because we're getting, just like I said, multitudes of complaints that, oh, I don't think my offer was, I don't think it was submitted. You know, it was, along with the other 50 offers, right, that we're seeing right now. Communicate. It's so important. We had 2 complaint calls last week. Hey, the agent said that they were going to be reviewing offers on Tuesday, and it's Thursday now. I haven't heard anything. So I reached out to the agent. They're like, well, I just have, 50 people calling me. It's like, I mean, that's what we have to do, right? So communicate with the other people on the other side of the transaction. So just that little thing, if we take all these things away, just that simple thing of communication will solve most of the problems. Get it in writing and follow-up emails. Again, based on complaints. If you have a conversation with your client or the other side, just follow it up with an email. Just memorialize what was said in that conversation, because a year from now, you're not going to remember what that conversation was. You'll vaguely kind of remember, but you won't have that confidence. You simply just follow it up with an email afterwards. It's easy to memorialize it that way. Follow the contract, notice to performs, inspections, make sure EMDs are in. That's a big complaint we're having right now is EMD complaints. If you represent a buyer, make sure your buyer gets their EMD into title. In how long?
3 days.
3 days, right? Perfect. And then just another quick reminder, we talk about this all the time, but it's so important right now, is to disclose, 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 disclose. I don't have this up here, but if I was a listing agent, I don't know that I would accept an offer that the buyer waived inspections, right? It's just a recipe for disaster. So in this climate, more important than ever. Someone just paid $40,000 more than asking price, and they're going to walk into that house, and if the seller missed one thing, it's going to be a Pandora's box. So just a couple tips and reminders. This is stuff that we should do all the time, and in this market, it's especially helpful. So I want to talk to you a little bit about opportunity. I think the vast majority of agents today, really all the time, they just kind of sit and wait for things to happen, right? I'm going to encourage you to be hyper proactive in your business. Don't wait for the opportunity to come, create it. Create the opportunity, especially in a tough market like this. Someone said we have 10 times more agents than we have houses for sale. I don't know if that's a fact or not, but if you think about that, it's probably not too far off. Considering the slide that Mike showed with how many houses are for sale, there's a lot more agents than 700 properties for sale. So I saw this stat from NAR, and I thought it was crazy. 38% of agents said that they knew someone that was waiting for COVID to list their home. What do we have an issue right now with in regards to inventory? We don't have any, right? So if this is a factual statement, that means there's a lot of sellers ready to go. They just need a little push from us, a little encouragement. Maybe they don't understand all the requirements that we have to do today to show a house, so they're nervous. So that's an opportunity for us as agents to educate those people. Some people, believe it or not, sellers don't understand how great the market is for sellers right now. So we have to educate them. We have to share that information with them. If you do anything, be a good source of information for consumers right now, because they're bombarded with information. You got to be that solid source of information. So I want to talk a little bit about your sphere of influence and what that is. Sphere of influence is everybody that you touch, not physically touch, but everybody that you touch in your daily activity. And it's big. It's much bigger than we all think it is. I hear this all the time. Well, my sphere of influence isn't that big. And I always say, open up your phone, how many contacts you have? Oh, I have 500 contacts. Right there, you have 500 people in your sphere. So understanding your sphere is important. And I think agents don't understand the value or how to market to their sphere. They don't understand why it's there and what you should do. There we go. You want to market to your sphere for referrals. That's the key to your sphere. Because this is what I get all the time from agents. They say something like, well, Andy, one of my favorite client ever, I mean, he just bought a house last year. I know he's not going to buy another house. He told me he's not going to move again for 10 years. So I don't need to worry about Andy anymore. And then Mike, he bought, he just sold his house. He downsized. So they start thinking, well, the people in my sphere have no value because they've recently done a transaction. The value in your sphere is this. It's referrals. It's creating referral partners out of them. And I like excuses that agents love to give. Let's see. They don't have a sphere. It's too small. They're new to the area. I don't want to bombard my friends and family, right? I don't want to come across as salesy. All my friends know a realtor. That's my favorite one. Or my sphere won't refer me. If your sphere won't refer you, then you've got bigger issues going on. That means they don't like you for some reason. But so I met a person last week. I got a referral. I don't do many transactions these days, but I do some. Only listings and only on referrals. And I went and met this guy. He's been in Sacramento for 45 years. He's an attorney. And you know what he said? I don't know any realtors. So he reached out to his friend, who happens to be a friend of mine as well, and said, hey, do you know any realtors? So here's a guy, and he's an attorney. I don't know if I said this. He's an attorney. So you would think this guy knows everybody in town, right? In his mind, he didn't know any realtors. So either the people that are interacting with him, if they are a realtor, they're not doing a great job of reminding him of that, or maybe he doesn't know. So this excuse of, oh, everybody knows a realtor just doesn't hold much weight, doesn't hold much water. And if your sphere won't refer you, if that is your excuse or mindset, you haven't done a good enough job of teaching them how to refer you. Because my argument has always been, your friends and family and sphere want to help you, they just don't know how, right? You haven't done a great job of educating them on how they can refer you. And we'll talk about that in a second. But if you think about this, here's my famous analogy. You guys have probably heard this, but if you open up a sandwich shop, your friends and family and acquaintances would know how to support you. They just show up at your sandwich shop and buy a sandwich, right? They go, hi, thank you, great. I supported you, I helped your business by buying a sandwich. Simple. What if that person, your acquaintance, isn't ready to buy a house or isn't ready to sell a house? In their mind, they're thinking, I can't help you. How am I going to help you? They can help you by being your referral partner. You see, everybody you know is either a prospect or referral partner. You just got to educate them to make sure that they understand that they're either a prospect or a referral partner. And this is one of my favorite stats of all time. And if you think about this for a second, it's amazing. It's powerful. 15% of the people that you know are moving this year. That's a big number. 100% of the people you know knows somebody that needs real estate services this year. So think about that. If you have 500 people in your sphere, that's 500 potential real estate transactions, because they know somebody that you simply haven't done a good enough job of teaching them how to refer you. That makes sense, right? Does that make sense? I'm getting, like, for those of you on Zoom, I'm getting like lots of nods, but no noise, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, there we go. There we go. So simple. Your job is to teach them. You have to teach them how to refer you. And it's simple, 3 simple steps. Number 1, remind people of what you do. I'll just go back to the story of the attorney I just met last week that didn't know any realtors. I guarantee you, if you looked at his sphere, he would know lots of realtors. He just it wasn't in the forefront of his mind. You got to ask for referrals when you're talking to your sphere and your clients, okay? You have to ask for the business. And I love it when people go, well, I don't want to come across as salesy. It says salesperson on your license. Okay, you're in real estate sales. You don't have to be salesy because you're selling a service, but that's what we do for a living. If you don't want to be a salesperson, this is probably not for you. Simple as that. You got to ask for the referral and teach them how to refer you. So it might go a simple phone call. It might go, I'm going to pick on Andy's in the front row, so I'm picking on Andy. And it might be something like this. Andy, it's Greg. We haven't talked in a while. Hope you're doing great. How's the dog, the family, the wife, all that stuff. Hey, I was just wondering, I'm sure you're aware of how crazy this real estate market is today. I was just wondering, do you know of anybody that I might be able to help? Any of your friends, colleagues, coworkers, people at church, anything like that? And Andy probably says, well, no, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Okay, no problem, Andy. How about if I call you back in 2 weeks? In the next 2 weeks, could you see if you could think of anybody? What you're going to do is turn on this reticular activation thing in Andy's brain, and he's going to start thinking and looking, and he's going to find somebody in the next 2 weeks that can help you. So that's how you teach people how to help you. And Andy might be going, gosh, I wanted to do something for Greg for a while. I just didn't know what to do. Andy, all you have to do is send me someone that you know that I can help. Simple as that. Does that sound easy? Yeah. If you can master the art of that, you'll never have to market yourself again. You never will. You simply will just be a referral-based machine. I saw this and I thought this was so powerful. And if you look at the numbers on this slide, the numbers don't even really represent true value today. So this is shows the value of what a 20-year customer looks like for you. Okay? And the importance of staying in contact with your sphere over a long period of time. So you do the first home sale, $400,000 home sale, and you make a $10,000 commission. Pretty good, right? Well, really in the next 5 to 9 years, they're probably going to move. Statistically speaking, says they're going to move. So if you've done a good job, you're going to sell that home and help them buy their next home. And then over the course of the next 9 to 10 years, they're probably going to move again. That will repeat. And on average, you can expect 5 referrals from every one of your past clients over the course of 20 years. So staying in contact with this person, reaching out to them, connecting with them is worth about $125,000 over the course of your career. Is that a lot of money? Does that mean, right? I'm always amazed when I talk to agents and they say, well, I haven't talked to that person in years. Wow, look what you're missing out on, right? Or you run into that person in the grocery store and you're like, Andy, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a long time. They're like, yeah, it's great. We just moved. And you're like, yeah. You see the what? And then they go, oh, Andy, yeah. I don't know. I haven't heard from you in a while, so I don't know. And there you go, right? And it happens. It happens a lot, unfortunately. So teach people how to refer you. Ask for the referral. Don't be afraid of your sphere. It's the single most untapped resource right at your fingertips. You don't have to go out there and try to prospect for new business. You already have it right at your fingertips. Any questions on that? 100% of the people you know someone that's going to move the next year. 100%. Can we say that again? 100% of the people. Yeah. So take out your phone and start at A. And just start dialing for dollars. That's all you have to do. Hey, nice to hear from you. I haven't heard from you. I just want to say hi. You know everybody that's thinking about. That's all you have to do. You do that for a week straight, and I guarantee you will have more business than you know what to do with. Okay, no questions? We're moving on. I can't see. So here's one of the glitches of technology and the way that we're doing this. I can't see if anybody on the Zoom has questions. That's kind of a bummer. We're gonna have to do something different there. Okay. This is the point in time where Kristen comes up. Kristen is in San Diego, so I get to be Kristen today. So I know I won't do as nearly as good a job, and she's much funnier than I am. But just briefly want to talk about a new disclosure. It's called home hardening disclosure. It's in regard to wildland fire risk. This is required, oops, if the NHD, if the property is located in a high or very high fire risk, this disclosure is required. And basically it talks about what fire prevention features the home may or may not have, okay? So you list the property, you get the NHD report. First of all, you're supposed to read the NHD report, right? And if it's in a high or very high fire hazard zone, this is a new requirement. Okay, so it's in your zip forms. I think it is called, I think I have it up here. Hold on. It is called HHDA. HHDA. Check it out. It will become a requirement. We're going to start watching for it, so make sure it's part of your disclosures. Okay. Next, I want to talk a little bit about, can you sell a business opportunity here at Realty One Group? The answer is no. We get it all the time. People always want to try to sell business opportunities. Like, my friend's selling his building and it also has a barbershop in it. And they want to sell the business too. You can sell real property. You cannot sell business opportunity. Just a little fun fact. 36% of every one of those transactions ends in a lawsuit.
Wow.
36% of those. And you can see why. I'm going to sell my barbershop to Bianca, and I say, look how much money I made last year. And you go, oh my gosh, I'll pay you X amount of dollars. And then you don't make that money next year. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to sue me because you feel like I misled you. So the other issue we have is commercial real estate. I've had a lot of agents that want to do commercial real estate. They just jump into it. They see an opportunity. They don't want to pass it by. So our license allows you to do commercial real estate. we just want you to go through a little bit of a process. You're going to be hearing a lot more about this, but it's an application process to sell commercial real estate. The problem we have with just agents selling commercial real estate is most of them just don't know the potential pitfalls. I'll give you 2 examples that you may or may not know. Simply pulling a building permit for a tenant improvement can trigger ADA upgrades. So if within that contract you didn't identify who gets to pay for the ADA upgrades, your client will be responsible for those ADA upgrades. And I'll give you an example. We're in the Sacramento office here today. When we did the TI in this office, they required the parking lot to be redone at the tune of $144,000. And I made sure that was the responsibility of the landlord. That was in my contract. Had I not known that, guess who would be paying for the parking lot? Okay. We had another scenario where someone bought an older building in a city that requires a asbestos inspection. Agent didn't know that. So they did it, they just closed the deal without that. They had $47,000 of inspection asbestos removal that had to be done. So that buyer then came looking with a lawyer, looking for someone else to pay for that. Those are just 2 very, very simple examples of how different the commercial real estate space is than residential. So we don't want you to get yourself in trouble. We don't want you to get your client in a bad situation. We don't want the brokerage to be in trouble. So if you have a commercial transaction coming up, you need to reach out to one of your managers. They'll put you in contact with one of our commercial brokers, and then we'll take it from there. So I don't want to beat a dead horse there, but that's the important step that you have to do. Don't call us 4 days before closing because this thing's going haywire. Call us before you get into contract. Then we'll help you through it. Okay? Simple reminder, who do you call? This is important. Last week, I got 8 commission demands and 5 referrals sent to me for signature. So they don't come to me. They don't come to Bianca or Andy for that matter. There's specific places where these things go. Commission demands goes to commission demands at Rod Complete. Simple, right? Referrals go to referrals at Rod Complete. Right now, if you're on your phone, you're at your laptop, just screenshot this, save this in your phone. This has all the managers' contact information. If you ever have an issue or problem, you can reach out to any manager on this list. Doesn't have to be your office manager. If you're in Sacramento, you call Mike and he's with an agent, or he's busy or in a meeting. Call me, call Christina, call Kevin, call Kristen. It doesn't matter. So this is an important contact list right here. It's very important for us to make sure that you are supported. So we have this multiple layers of support. And of course, any legal issues come to me quickly. A delayed notification could cause our insurance company to deny the claim. Okay, so don't try to handle legal issues on your own. That's why we have attorneys. Get them to me, we'll take care of it. Okay, any questions in the room? No? All right. With that being said, we'd like to bring up our wonderful, amazing business partners. So here you go. What's up? There you go.
Hello, hello.
Sure.
What's going on?
Spacebar. There you go. Good.
So these are all the folks who are here to support you at the various offices. We got Becky, of course, Keith, Allison, myself, Chris here helping in Sacramento, Mark and Randy up in Rockland. Monthly agent playbook, I think you brought it out. So these are printed monthly, got our mugs on there, jam-packed with great content from our marketing department. Good stuff. Text us, call us, email us. Yeah. We've got a bunch of them littered around the office. You can grab them. Our process. 671. This is really one of the main reasons I came over to Movement is our ability to underwrite and close loans very, very quickly. And we're now starting to bring back the ability to do this with our pre-approval so we can write super fast closings. So the idea is that we're underwriting in 6 hours or less. And then once we have those conditions out, it's up to our processing staff to gather those conditions for our clients. And then 1 day to close. So when our docs go out, our money is wired. So we do a true table funding, which allows us to close quickly and on time and smoothly for you and your clients. Today we have a lunch and learn, find more sellers. So it's going to be presented by Chris and I. Great tips and tactics on getting more sellers. The reality is we need more inventory. So you guys can touch on your sphere, as Greg mentioned, and gather some of these tips. We can get some more houses out there for our clients to purchase. Jumbo loans. You want to talk about this?
Yeah, so jumbo loans are unique, like obviously, especially with the way these houses were going over asking. So in the Tri-County area, anything a loan amount over 598 is going to trigger to be a jumbo loan. We've got most of all of our jumbo products back. We had most of the industry had kind of lost that during COVID, so most of it is back. But what made you think about it is there's reserve requirements. There's a lot of different things that go along with jumbo loans. So as you're prospecting and you're talking to your clients, kind of identify it's just going to be a jumbo type client. And those are the types of pre-approvals we definitely need to jump on earlier. Because the jumbo pre-approval, like on Saturday afternoon, is probably not going to happen very well because there's a lot of extra steps to it. So just know that we're talking about jumbo. Try to get us out to it sooner, and so we can figure out which jumbo program is best for them. Make sure they have the reserves and everything they need.
Exactly.
VA home loans. We talk about this all the time. Movement mortgage is absolutely the best when it comes to VA home loans, whether you're active duty or a veteran. We give a $500 Heroes lender credit. We don't charge any processing or underwriting fees. We don't need a full pest inspection to actually do the underwriting. We only need a one-page document that says no active termite infestation. It's just an amazing program how we get that done. And it's for active duty and it's for veterans as well.
No, yeah, that was it. The main thing is no underwriting, no processing fee, a $500 hero credit for our veterans. And one of the big things when we're dealing with multiple offers, a lot of the listing agents are concerned that there's going to be increased scrutiny with VA and FHA home loans for that matter, which is true. They want to make sure that the home is set up for the veteran. However, having a full pest clearance is not required. And a lot of agents aren't familiar with that, and we've got some tips and tricks to do that. So come chat with us
I
about
just
it.
want to share with you, we just did one, it was a $850,000 VA, and it's called the NPMA 33 form. And as long as there's no active infestation, sign off on it, the lender took it, no problem. So it saves a lot of time because we'll run into it, section 1, section 2 clearance, and that pretty much eliminates the whole thing.
You need to be aware that that form is only addressing termites.
Right.
It's not addressing dry rot. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, be cognizant to protect your clients, absolutely. And make sure that your pest companies will honor that and do that. Not all of them do.
Not all lenders do, because that's an overlay. It's an overlay. Like we don't have the overlay. Some lenders are going to still want the full pest report, and then when they find whatever's in the pest report, they could condition for something that's in that report. So we're definitely not saying not to do the inspection. So you got to do the inspection, know where the dry rot is, know all those types of things. We're just saying the only thing we need to close the loan is that one document saying there's no active termite infestation.
So don't voluntarily send you.
Don't voluntarily send over the pressure.
You don't want that in the wrong hands.
You don't want that wrong.
And the best thing I think about that is you guys will call the listing agent and explain it. So the listing agent can explain it to their client.
Absolutely.
Everybody can be on the same page. That communication is key at the beginning of making that offer.
Absolutely.
Very much so, and educating them. Living trust. So I think this is just a reminder for a few different things. Keith and I were able to save a deal last month because we were able to use trust income. So it was a way that a client wasn't approved elsewhere. They had a fair amount of assets. We were able to put it in a trust, create a steady withdrawal, and it turned into a transaction. The other thing too is if your clients are purchasing in a trust, we need to know that to make sure the paperwork is set up properly. We don't want to delay closing.
Oh, we didn't bring our big check in. So we still have that big check we talked about last month sitting in our office. This is just to remind you that we have our movement mortgage. We have our movement mortgage foundation. right? And the idea behind this was, let's say Andy and I are teamed up in something, and we decide we're going to support a certain nonprofit organization. And I say, okay, I'm gonna take $200 from every transaction that we do together, and he's gonna put in $200 every transaction, and then Movement Mortgage Foundation, because I'm an employee, is gonna match me dollar for dollar. So we'll have $600 that we can give back to this organization as a donation to that, supporting that organization in the community. So we have this really cool check that Keith's taking a picture of. It's actually sitting in our office right here. So we can actually do a big old presentation and write their names on it, sign it, and be able to give them back their money. So if that's something that interests you guys, we're absolutely happy to talk about with you, put that together for what type of organizations we have in our communities we can support.
Absolutely. We're anxious to write checks.
Cool, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
We have a special guest again this week. I want to introduce Valentino. Can I tell about Valentino?
Hello, everyone. This is Estella Drake, and I'm here to feature our Adopt Me pet. His name is Valentino with Kimmy's Critters Pet Rescue. And his story is that he was found by someone who reached out to Kimmy, and they trapped him. And Kimmy is amazing. They took the dog to the vet right away, and they found out that his pelvis and his right femur had multiple fractures. And currently he's undergoing through water therapy and physical therapy. So he's going to be he's going to be available for adoption around July. And so we're looking for someone who maybe, because he's a little bit on the shy side, but he's very affectionate. Maybe just a single family, no kids, only because of his fractures, and maybe older kids. And I wanted just to kind of mention that it's really important, even though he's not available right now, that we all reach out to our rescue groups and also consider volunteering. If you can't adopt, you can also foster. And Kimmy is very well respected in the rescue community. She pulls from Front Street and also other rescues or other animal shelters. So please support Kimmy's Critters Pet Rescue on Facebook. If you can't help by adopting Valentino, consider liking her on her Facebook page. And when she posts an adoptable pet, please share and help her, because she helps so many animals in our community. But look at his beautiful little face. How could you say no to this guy? If you can't adopt him, please share him. Thank you so much.
So real quick, I raised purebred dogs all my life, and I just got a rescue, and it was a great decision. He's fantastic and just a unique personality, not like a typical German Shepherd or Blue Heeler or Doberman that I'm used to. So anyway, you guys have a great month. Continue to have a great month, because it is a great month. And we will see you next month. Anything else? Anybody? All right. Thank you for your patience.